And then there's Spectrum Red, Primary Red. I think this one, the Primary Red, is cold, while this one, Spectrum Red, is warm. And then there's also the Primary Blue, which is like cobalt blue in watercolor. And Ultramarine, this is a cold type of blue, Ultramarine. It's like French Ultramarine Deep. And then there's also the Permanent Green Middle, Yellow Ochre, Ivory Black, and Zinc White. Okay, so there you have it. In order to swatch this designer gouache set, I have here my spiffy brand new Tokyo Finds journal. If you need one, I will put the link to the shop where you can get this in the description box below. Okay, I have already I've already put down the black mark here using my calligraphy pen 2.0 millimeter. Okay, this is for testing the opacity of the gouache. Okay, I will show you later how I do how we will see, or how we will be able to indicate the opacity of the gouache using this grid chart here. I also use this pencil for this, ruler, and then I will be putting the paints here into the grid resin, small resin palette, grid palette. If you want one, I will also put the link to where you can get this in the description box below. So I'm gonna use this to contain my gouache in small amounts, so that when I travel or paint on plein air, I can just put this in my pocket. And then I will also be using this resin mixing palette. This is where I will mix the gouache. Alright, this is really pretty. Again, if you want one, I have plenty of designs for this. It's also available in my Shopee. I will put the link to the description box below. And then for brush, I will be using this brand new brush by Borcianni, Bonazzi. This is a synthetic brush, size 10, round brush. And then for water, I will be using my brand new bucket. It's a collapsible bucket for water. This also has a compartment for paint, which I unboxed this in my previous video. I will put that here in the description box. Okay, so I think I am ready to swatch my spiffy brand new designer gouache. So each tube of gouache is 14 ml. Okay, I was told that this gouache by Winsor and Newton is heavily or highly pigmented, so I'm really excited to try this. Because so far I have used only Himimiya gouache, which I find kind of hard to work with, but it's really good for beginners because it's affordable. It's a little chalky though, so let me see how this will fare against Himimiya. Well, actually, I already have an idea that this will be a great gouache, considering that it's from Winsor and Newton. It's a highly trusted company for watercolor as well. So I'm really excited to try this. I'm gonna paint magnolia flower using this gouache later, but for now, let me just show you how I put my paint in this really tiny palette. Okay, so because I want to save this paints, I'm gonna use this palette. Okay, I also want them pocket size for my pocket when I'm traveling and I want to paint on plein air. Although that is a little impossible right now. Oops, sorry. Because of the pandemic and everyone's stuck at home. Okay, but I don't mind painting when I'm, say, lining up in a bank or in the grocery for when I'm about to pay for my groceries. It's something that I would like to do on site. Really, I mean, I just love painting a lot these days. That it's just something that I do enjoy and try to squeeze in my daily routine. Yeah. So since the pandemic started, I have been painting almost every day. In fact, I don't feel so good when I wasn't able to paint in a day. That's how I am a little obsessed with my paints right now. Yeah, so let me just shut up for a bit while I put these colors inside the palettes. Oops. Sometimes when the paint is brand new, you will see the binder separating with the paint. That's fine, actually. I don't mind that. But my mentor in portrait painting suggests that when storing the tubes, you should be storing it this way, cups down, so that the binder and the paints will stay coherent or cohesive. Is that the right term? Okay. So see, that's the binder, the binding fluid. Okay. Okay. Sometimes it separates from the pigment. Okay. I'm really excited to try this because this is my first time to have high quality wash. I own high quality watercolors, but it's my first time to own high quality gouache. So there you have it. I have 10 colors. I will be swatching them and will be putting the label here. So basically I will just brush over this, okay, paint over this and check the opacity, and then I will just put the name of the color here. And that's how I usually that's how I swatch my Himimiya gouache before, and it's something that I learned from Miriam Tilson, one of my favorite gouache artists on YouTube. I will also put the link to her channel in the description box below. Okay, so I'm ready to swatch. Let me just get some water, and then I will swatch in a bit. Alright, I'm back. So let's get swatching. So let me start with primary yellow. This reminds me of lemon yellow. There you go. Gosh, I like that it's so easy to paint with this Borcianni brush if I'm using gouache. It's not so great for watercolor because it's synthetic. I like using silver black velvet brush. Okay, there you go. Oh my god, this is so smooth, and the pigment is velvety. It's so much different from Himimiya gouache. Like I said, it's the only thing that I've used. It's the only gouache I've used before. It's so smooth. This is like a thicker version of watercolor. It's great. Oh my god, I love it. I think I'm going to paint with this one real soon. Okay, the next color is permanent yellow deep. Okay, so it's like a yellow, it's like light yellow orange here. So nice. There you go. Let's add another layer of that. I also like my Tokyo Finds multimedia journal because it's 300 GSM. So I painted so many subjects in my journal. Okay, this one is Spectrum Red. Okay, so my plan is, wow, look at how vibrant this is. So my plan is to paint my final output with this gouache because, you know, they're not really that cheap, and then I will just practice with Himimiya gouache, but my final output will be in Winsor and Newton. So for commissioned work, I will be using this gouache rather than Himimiya, because I think I can really work with this one. It's so great, it's so vibrant. And take note, I'm just putting in a little water, but look at how my brush is picking up this color, so vibrant. Okay, oh my god, I'm so in love with this one. Okay, let me just thin that out here. See, you can really thin out your gouache using clean water. There you go. Okay, and then later we will try to mix that with white. Here, this is blue. Okay, just a little, and it's still so vibrant, so pigmented. I love it. Here you go. And let me just add some water here. If you notice, I'm doing this like I would swatch my watercolor. I'm really used to using watercolors, so it's really my first time to use gouache, high quality gouache like this designer gouache. So for the gouache artists out there, please don't be mad at me if I'm swatching this like a watercolorist, because I'm really used to watercolor. Then let's try green. Okay. This is so smooth. I mean, for people who have used choky gouache, cheap gouache, I really recommend to try this one. Though they're expensive, this gouache is so pigmented. It's highly pigmented that you need a little, just a little, to paint with. Okay, so this is yellow ochre. Oh my god, I love it. Sorry if I'm gushing. It's my first time to use an expensive gouache. I just love that, it's so pigmented. This is black, Mars black, I think. Yeah, Mars black. Oh no, ivory black. I'm so sorry, ivory black. Okay. Actually, I don't use black often, even in watercolor. I usually mix them using red, blue, and yellow, primary colors. And then if I want dark colors, I just use neutral tint or paint gray. There you go. So yeah, the colors are opaque, as you can see. The colors are opaque, that it covers the black pentel color, the black strip. It really all depends also on how thick you want to paint on the swatch card. Okay, I will just show you if I mix. I'll use this since it's already here, I might as well mix Spectrum red with white, and let's see. We are able to, oops, sorry, there's a bit of blue. Okay, there you go. So now I have pink. Yay! Now I have pastel pink. So pretty. I like pink. It's a happy color. And then let's see, how about we mix blue and white. Sorry. I just went for it straight away and forgot to rinse my brush. But here you go. This is pastel blue. So nice. There you go. So yeah, I love this gouache. It's really different from Himimiya gouache that I've tried so far. Well, the price difference is also big. Himimiya gouache is like This gouache set, it's like 4 times the price of Himimiya gouache. But I will still be using it for my artwork, especially for practice pieces. My kids will also use it for practice piece, for their practice piece, the Himimiya gouache, because I really don't want to just leave it alone in a corner to dry up. I'll still be using that, but for my final pieces, especially the ones that are commissioned work, I will definitely be happy to use this designer gouache. I am gushing over this. I love it. Really, if you're into gouache and you haven't tried this brand, Winsor and Newton, I really do highly recommend this gouache for being highly pigmented, for smooth, velvety texture. A little goes a long way. If you notice, it's hardly, I've hardly used up my palette, my colors in this palette, and it's tiny. So yeah, I think a tube will really go a long way. So I hope you like it. I will put the label here, but I will not include that in the video anymore. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this swatching video. Bye for now.